Good morning, my friends. My name is Ryan Freeman. Welcome to my life. Welcome to this morning episode. I am just going to go ahead and talk about how politics are so damn polarizing. I don't know about you, but when I was raised as a child, my mother taught me never talk about politics or religion. Now, I think that's a pretty wise thing. However, politics and religion are so damn interesting. We all have our own viewpoints, and so we like to read about them, we like to talk about them. But inevitably, when we confront people who have a different opinion than us, it makes us go apeshit. Not all of us. Some of us can handle different perspectives, but a lot of us go crazy. And you go on Facebook, and I don't know what your feed is like. Some of us curate our friends list and our Facebook feed better than others. I have a lot of different friends from all different parts of the world from different viewpoints. And you've got people saying Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, blue lives matter. You have people who are just trashing the Republican Party, people who are trashing the Democrat Party. I have friends on both sides of the spectrum posting, and some of them rile me up because, I have political beliefs. I have ideological assumptions. I don't take them probably as seriously as a lot of people. My philosophy, I'm not going to get so much into my philosophy, but is, I don't think we have certain answers, and I think that we all have perspectives, and it's good to share our perspectives, but not to get so damn dogmatic about them, and get into fights about it. I like to hear people's opinions when they differ than mine. It's like a different flavor of ice cream. I believe that nature has made us in many different flavors, to go with the ice cream analogy. And when you read a lot of psychologists like Carl Jung, or even novelists like Aldous Huxley, they talk about how sort of the big sin of civilization in the modern world is the way that it's trying to make us into cookie cutter shapes and sort of leveling down our variety. Nature has labored for billions of years through evolution and just the development of life to make us so different and so unique. And yet, in the modern world, we're sort of being pushed into interchangeable parts that all sort of fit with one another. And so, I found that my psychic sanity, or just sanity, I don't need to really add the word psychic sanity, but my mental sanity comes from being who I am. It's that old cliche expression, be who you are. And when you are who you are, you're not neurotic. When you are who you are, you're happy. It doesn't matter if you're poor or rich. If you are who you are, you're fine. But a lot of times we're trying not to be who we are. And society is trying to tell us, don't be who you are, be like Joe Schmo, because he's a better person, he's more altruistic, or he's richer, or he's more aggressive, Just be you, I think if we lived in a world where everyone accepted themselves, then we could accept each other. And I like to see other people's viewpoints. So I'll just use some aliases. I won't name out my specific friends just in case they don't want their identity said. Like I have a friend on the very far left named Misty, a person I went to university with, and she is just, she is far left. If you even question the progressive political agenda, Black Lives Matter, then you are a racist and a part of the problem. So she's really far left. I've got a friend named Chico. I'll call him Chico. He was a guy I used to do jiu-jitsu with, and he is far to the right. And if you are even on that liberal side, if you even criticize the country or the police, he's ready to take up a rifle. So these are two very opposite ends of the spectrum. The far left, they want to put you in a re-education center to censor all of your thoughts, to make you a perfect moral being. And then the far right, who wants to, bring down the guns on you if you get out of line. So It's weird, but we do have these spectrums in life. Jordan Peterson, I don't agree with all of his thoughts, but he thought that society needed people on the left and the right to sort of navigate our society to make sure it didn't get too far off to either end. And then when you think about, like, I don't know, I'm just rambling off the top of my head, but when I think of the ideal family, now, of course, there's no perfect family, you know? Your family's the perfect family. The fact that you're alive and that you have love in your family, that's the perfect family. But, you know, we sort of have this image that a mother and a father, a female and a male role model, sort of makes a healthy child. You know, different sides of life are nice, you know? It brings a little bit of a balance. So perhaps our society does need Misties and Chicos. But it is so polarizing. It is so polarizing. I don't have the answer. But I wish that the Misties of the world could accept the Chicos of the world, and I wish the Chicos of the world could accept the Misties of the world. I do watch news, okay? It's a guilty pleasure. It's actually, I really feel like if you consume news, it's a guilty pleasure. Reading Nietzsche and a lot of the geniuses from yesteryear, they condemned reading newspapers. They thought it was just a waste of time, you know, and sort of the denigration of your soul. And I agree, you know, because like when I read like a really nice, well-made novel by a master or a really brilliant essay, I feel enriched. I feel edified. When I read the headlines, it doesn't matter what news site it's from, you know, it's just sort of, it riles me up. It puts me into a bit of a frenzy. And it's a guilty pleasure, but I like to do it. And whenever I can see two people debate, even coming from very different ideological sides, political sides, I quite enjoy it when they can shake hands and be polite. And so my hope is, you know, we're never all going to agree, and that's a good thing. Wouldn't it be a little dangerous if we all agreed on everything? Wouldn't it be really boring if we all liked the same type of ice cream? We all had the same idea, you know? I mean, it would be unifying, but it would be a little boring, right? I just wish that we could all not hate each other and persecute each other. But I find myself guilty of feeling that separation from people when I hear a viewpoint that is strongly against mine, you know? So I do have beliefs and ideas, and when other people say something that will go against that, it makes me a little angry. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. But ultimately, to realize that those are human beings, you know, it's so easy to think of, if you're a Republican, to think of a liberal as a no good liberal, or if you're a progressive, to think of a Republican as this Nazi, you know, and when you put these labels, they become less than human. And I think that, I don't know what we're doing to ourselves with technology, because this type of phenomenon, what I was just saying, being able to write our fellow countrymen, our fellow humans off so easily, it seems to be exacerbated with social media. You know, I've gotten comments on YouTube that I don't think those people would say to my face, you know. It's a trite saying, we all know that. We've lost a lot of decency. We've lost a lot of respect for one another. I even had a really good friend who I don't agree with their politics. And they were posting their politics. Very good friend. And I started to feel animosity towards them because I didn't keep a good perspective. The fact that that's my friend, that we haven't talked, but I'm letting their social media posts bother me. And I was conscious that this was happening, but I didn't really know what was the right way to go about it. And then they sent me a message today checking in on me. And the entire my entire problem with their politics vanished, and what came out was this overflowing love for the fact that this person was in my life. And it's just like, why are we making politics so damn important? Has anyone fixed the world? Like, when I look at the world, I see it as more messy than ever before, even with all this technology and all these geniuses and all this organization and all. It's just a fucking mess, you know. It's burning up. It's or whatever. I'm not say if I even try to diagnose what I see, then I'm gonna end up being labeled one side or the other, right? But I think the world's a mess. Mental illness is off the hook. Community feeling is down. You know, there's a lot of problems in the world. But I think, like my favorite philosopher Alan Watts, that a lot of these problems are created by people trying to solve problems, and that if you just sort of relax. He used the analogy of, you got a lot of dirt in the water and you try to clean it, you're swishing it around, trying to clean it, trying to get all that dirt, you're actually making it a mess. Just let it settle and it will clear by itself. I believe that is true for a lot of situations, even relationship problems. I know this is going various directions, not staying on politics, but let's just go with it. There's a great James Joyce quote in Ulysses. I haven't finished that book. It's a hell of a book. If you like very avant-garde novels, Ulysses by James Joyce, very interesting. But Stephen Daedalus, one of the main characters, he says, "Weave, weaver of the winds." And it's whenever I think of how sometimes our mind and our imaginations and the thread of a conversation can just flow to various directions, I always think of that Stephen Daedalus quote, "Weave, weaver of the winds," because where do our thoughts come from? Why do my thoughts go from politics to relationships to love to all of these different directions? There is something inside of me that is bringing all of these thoughts to me, and do I accept them? Do I open my mouth to share them? I like to do that. I think it's fun rather than just staying on topic. And this is one of the reasons I really like YouTube, is I really like to just say whatever is bubbling up from inside, whatever the weaver of the winds wants to weave inside of me. I like to share it out, whether or not it's true or not, you know? That's another thing I just want to say for any of my longtime subscribers or any of my future subscribers, is that whatever I say today may not necessarily be what I'm gonna build my house on. And what I mean by that is, what I'm saying is true. It is how I truly feel. But Ralph Waldo Emerson, my great American hero, he once said, "Speak the rude truth today, and tomorrow speak the rude truth, even if it contradicts what you said today." You know, a lot of times we want to set up our beliefs and we get entrenched in that. I don't believe that. I think you just have to be honest today and honest tomorrow, even if you've changed your mind. Be honest. Let's just adapt, you know, and grow, because you know, no one knows exactly what's going on or how to fix the problem, or even if there is a problem. But if we can speak honestly, how we feel, not how we want things to be, not how we've been told they should be, but our own thoughts, our own perspective, then perhaps we could be a little more tolerable to one another and realize that we're organic beings constantly growing, and share our unique insights, because we all do have a unique view. What I see from the world is from this vantage point, from these eyes, from this body. I read yesterday in a Herman Hesse novel that we see the world clearly when we're young, and then the rest of our life we're feeding off of that experience. It was a painter in this novel, and he was talking about he wanted to paint a fish, but he can't see a fish clearly in his middle age because we're so we're so burdened by our conceptions and our memories as we get older that we don't see the world as fresh. And if you can just remember when you were a child, I have a baby, so it's really easy to see how magic the world is for them. Leaves, paint, tables, simple things that we just gloss over because we're looking for what's important to us. It could be the stock prices, could be our car keys. We're not actually here in the present, just absorbing the rich tapestry, which is this universe. This world is amazing, but we're always kind of trying to push it and change it, you know? But it's gorgeous. And you could get that vision again, actually, if only Herman Hesse had known, if you take a psychedelic, or meditate, or just chill, go into nature, relax. When your mind quiets down, that was the whole purpose of yoga. Or, well, I'm not a yogi, but, you know, to sort of slow the mind down, perhaps even have all of those incessant thoughts stop to where you can actually just appreciate the here and the now. And we're all guilty of sort of being lost in our mind and believing that our simulacrum of the universe is truly how it is, not realizing that we don't have the final answer. And it's liberating to actually not have all the answers, because that actually gives you a curiosity and a desire to grow, a desire to talk to more people, and a desire to read more books. And you don't have to be afraid of ideas that don't agree with you. If you're honest, you know, then let your heart decide. If it's trash, it's trash. And if it's gold, it's gold. Your heart is the judge. Maybe what I'm saying is hogwash. Throw it out. But please give me a thumbs up for being honest. Anyways, guys, I really like these videos where I can just speak freely. Perhaps it's a little avant-garde. You want something a little more directed. Sometimes I think about doing that. But these are the types of videos that I really enjoy. So hope you liked it. Have a beautiful day. I'll post this very soon. I will see you next time. My name's Ryan. Bye.